Let's see. Let's start. Okay, we are live now. So, hello friends, welcome back to Suryaa Chess. So today we are going to cover the event which name is Goldmoney Asian Rapid 2021. Where if you see, there are 16 players, out of which the first round has already completed. And I was just trying to cover up the event, and so far let's go to the standings to see. So Dinglerian is on the first position, followed by Levon Aronian, then Ali Reza Firuja, followed by Daniel Dubo, then Anish. All others have just not all others. So drawn games are from Anish Giri, Wesley So, then John Duda, then Vidit also drawn, then Peter Swidler also drawn, then followed by Salim also drawn. Then there is a till Ifan and Arjun. So Magnus lost the first round, followed by the Gukesh, Adiban, and Arithmio Vladislav. That is what the pronunciation of his name. If I am pronouncing wrong, please forgive my pronunciation. And right now we are watching the game of Magnus Carlsen. Let me just quickly check if the live is working or not. Give me just 1 second to see. Sorry for that. Just let me see. Just close this one. Okay, let me just check. Actually, I tried with some changes today to make the resolution. Let me check quickly. Okay. I hope the stream is working properly. All right, so let's come to the game. What has happened on the game? So let's see. The game has started with the d4, knight to f6, followed by c4, then e6, knight to f3, followed by d5, knight to c3. Then the move is the c5 hitting the center, where Carlsen said, okay, I'll just go with the e3 to support the pawn if you capture. But here Howe said that, okay, I'm going to capture your pawn, and Carlsen just took back with the bishop, followed by castling. Then the pawn pushed further b5 to attack the bishop, and bishop comes back, and then followed by bishop development onto b7, then pawn takes on c5, where Carlsen is ready for the queen trades. So queen trades on the board, followed by pawn capture. So far the game is equal. There is no issue at all. Everything is perfectly fine. Then let's move on to the further movements. Knight on jumps onto the d2, knight onto the d7, knight goes to b3, bishop goes back onto b6. Then the pawn push onto a4. So the a4 has been pushed on the board, followed by pawn push on to b4, where it's hitting the knight, and knight has to jump in. Knight has right now two good squares where he can go either onto the a2 or onto the b1. So Carlsen said, okay, I'm here, I'm also attacking you, I'm not moving my knight. So now he has moved the knight onto the a4. Bishops comes back, hitting the knight. Knight has to jump in. Knight jumps onto the c5, where it's asking for a trade, and the pawn capture on the board. So for further is like bishop developments and rook onto the c1. So here we are now. So here right now Carlsen is a pawn down, and we are waiting for the next move. Meanwhile, let me just switch the board, but why I don't see the, let me just quickly see the where is the bar don't doesn't work properly over here. So let me just see what has happened over there. Currently two games are in the progress, and I think I need to be changed a little bit to not to make the window available. So give me just 1 second to adjust the window so that we can have the proper view over there. All right, so here we can see it's perfectly fine. Let me just update over here. Yeah, so all right, so their game has already over a few games, so let's quickly go back to the games where we are mostly interested with our players, Indian players, what has happened to the games. So let's see. Okay, so we have Vidit's game over here, and let me just see if we can flip the board. Yeah, can flip the board. Let's see how the game has begun. So the game has started with its King's Indian setup, or what? It's converted to the English later on. Okay, context. Okay, castles. Okay. Oh, here Vidit went on to the bishop on h5. Interesting. It's something a maneuver of it, and yeah, because it's giving the advancedness, and now this is the isolated pawn, but still the game is equal. There is no nothing to be worry about it. So let's see further things. Okay. Not receiving enough. I hope the stream is working well, because it's not saying it's not getting enough video to maintain the smooth streaming. Okay. All right, so let's see what is going on there. The further knight jumps onto the d4. We are just watching over here right now. Let's see the further with the other games, what is going on there. With the Arjun's game, it is still equal with the Daniel. Daniel is a very aggressive player. So let's see how the game has begun. It started with the English, which is my favorite, followed by okay. So he has given the pawn for the activity. That is actually a very good. And all right, castling has been happened, and it's isolated pawn on the board. Rooks comes, knight jumps in. So Daniel has given his bishop for knight. Now the Arjun is having advantage of bishops. So let's see, but he has offered for the bishop trade, and it's on the board. And now he just lost that pawn, but he is having two passed pawns, and he won that pawn back, and he is now just one pawn up. But most important, he is having two passed pawns on A and B file. Right now the position is on the board. It's still running and it's going on. Let's move on to the other game to see what is going on with the Gukesh. Gukesh is also with the black pieces. Gukesh is somehow in trouble. Let's see. The game has started with the e4, e5, knight to f3. Either it's going on the rule Lopez or what. Not at rule Lopez, 4 knight, and now rule Lopez. But yeah, it's somehow symmetrical position where Gukesh has just given up the bishop. And let's see further. So the pin is there, and pin continues for Gukesh. Gukesh has also tried but sorry, but he also you know tried to pin him back to Vladislav, but it didn't happen. So knight jumps in, and now it's just pawn structure damage. And now just a movement where king is going over there, and now this is position on the board. So 1+ right now. Let's go to the next. Adiban is in trouble right now. It's a -2. Let's quickly flip the board. And let's see, Dinglirini is one of the best player I have seen, top players. So let's see how the game has begun. Adiban started. This is, I think this opening I didn't saw earlier, so I'm not sure about this opening. Let's continue to watch. Captures. So here, Dinglirin just given the pawn for the activity, and there are trades on the board. Castles, pawn pushed, and Ding had just started, attacking towards the king, where it cannot. It can be defendable, but seems to be difficult now for Adiban to defend it with the efforts and all. So let us see how Adiban is defending. So this is interesting game so far going on, and let's quickly see the other games as well. This game left right now. So we are watching Mukesh game, Arjun's game. Vidit is right now. Vidit is dominating, but still it is a equal position. Let me just flip the board, where we have seen this pawn. D pawn was on the D4. And it's like completely dominating over here now. This pawn is monster right now, that needs to be cut off now. If bishop tries to come on to the c3, that can be difficult, but yeah, he tried to defend over here. If bishop comes onto this diagonal, that will be that will be the problem for him. If captures back, sorry, that is not possible. If bishop jumps, so what we played, yeah, after this will be capture back. Otherwise here it will not be getting captured. Here simply it can sorry, black to play means, yeah, this will be like again a dominating position from Vidit. So let's see what has happened on the board. So this was not happened on the board, so let's quickly go back. Let's see what is the position right now on the board. So John Doda is thinking right now. Let's see other games which are there going on with the Arjun. So this is also equal position so far, as I told you that these two pawns are now fast pawns which are dangerous. And here it's interesting that Arjun went for the 2 pieces for a rook. Yeah, 2 pieces for a rook right now, but still it is equal position. Let's see how this Arjun is converting. So I think Arjun can win this match, because this is very interesting game going on. Let's move on to the next game, where Mukesh, let me see, yeah, we have seen until the pawn structure damage, then knight jumps in onto the e3 square, where let's see, king jumps back to g7, where it's allowing for rook to enter on. Yeah, it has went back to the h. Whenever there is a king coming on to the g7, the idea is to just make some progress like this. Okay, it's not allowing me to draw move, but that is okay. Let's see what has happened further. And rook center onto the g1, king just come out from that file, and here we are now. So What could be the next move by Gukesh? Is he going for pawn push? If he goes for pawn push, it cannot be captured. If you captured, that will be the blunder, I would say, because if captures back, no need to capture back with the rook. It should be captured back with the bishop. Then queen has to, just save position, and if here it's going, that will be the blunder, because this is the forking, and again you need to come back and will be getting captured, and so on and so on. So this is just a lost position. So, and here is it a mate? Let me just see. Yeah, here it's this is the move where you need to sack your queen, because I don't see, or if you come back, then you need to be like this, and that will be the end of era and all. So let's say that has not happened on the board. We just come back, has happened. So the knight exchange happened on the board, and it's going on. So Gukesh is very low on time right now, so we need to be he need to be very careful while playing further. And yeah, as suggested, he has moved the pawn further, and now, but still it is not a clear position. Let's see the other games. I want to see the Magnus game now, where we are on the Magnus game. With this game is equal, so no need to be worried about it. About Anish Giri, it's also equal. Ali Reja Firuza versus Anish Giri, I think it's going to be the draw. And in here, Magnus Carlsen versus Ifan Howe. So let's quickly flip the boards and see where we have left the game. So I think 2 knights followed by, okay, so Magnus was able to capture back the pawn, and here knight trades on the board, and here he offered the queen trades, sorry, rook trades, and now Magnus just need to be take care of his back ranks. So I hope he will take care. That's why he's a world champion right now. It's how she needs to be played. So let's see. Let's go to other game if we have any results. Wesley So versus Salem. So Wesley So, it's still a equal position. We don't see any difference so far. I think so. Let me just see. And 2, 3. Okay. Salem is 1 piece down. Not only 1 piece down, 1 piece and rook down. Yeah, 1 piece and rook down here. So Wesley So is going to crush this, I'm sure. Peter Swidler versus Levon Aronian. It's a draw on the board. So let's quickly see how the game has started and how the game has ended. Let's quickly find. So Levon didn't castle yet, and now the check has there, then captures long castle from both the end, and the queen trades ampersand, followed by knight jumps in, and here they just push the pawn further, rook takes, and then there is nothing. It's just a draw. Yeah, because you cannot go grab this. If you grab this, this is a blunder because you are losing your rook. So let's see, go to the next. Let's see what has happened on Magnus game now. So after rook trades, strike back with the bishop, knight comes back, pawn post, captures, and now here Magnus is about to win the pawn, and he will be the pawn of this situation, and also he's having 4 minutes ahead on a time. So let us see. So far the standings, if we see, Levan Arunin is leading with 1.5 from 2 rounds. So there is only one result right now on the board, and not one. Peter Swidler lost. No, okay, not lost. So sorry, my bad. So he drawn the 2 games. That's why he's having 1 point. I was just wondering what has happened over there. So let's see. Alsan game is going on. Anish Giri here crushing to Ali Reza Firouzja. Let me see. The game was equal, and how the game has converted. Let's see how Anish has started. So the Sicilian on the board, and if it's going to be the Sicilian Nash drop, no, there is no Nash drop. I am not familiar much with this Sicilian openings and all, but I don't know here. Anish has just sacrificed his knight, but that has not been captured. So that is interesting because let me just show you the lines. Captures, and you need to be if you save with the knight, then it's just a mate in 1. I think so. Not this way, sorry, my bad. Let me just see from here also. No, pawn push. If it's capture, then knight jumps in. Knight cannot move. Let me just see. I'm just trying to analyze the game. What could be the move here? Okay. I'm not able to find it. So let's see. I think this is the only move which is, but again, it's just coming back. And if you come back here, you are saving it because this is already supporting, supporting over here. So onto E2. Okay. There is something like queen captures back, queen jumps in. No, then it's a blunder. What is the move? It is also a blunder. So there is only 1 or 2 moves which are saving here. It's captures, and then you will be coming here. Still not clear. Go with the castling. Cannot go with the castle. And how you will pick this knight now? That will be difficult. Yeah, this is interesting game. I'll definitely do the analysis of this game, but let's see what has happened on the game, where we were just checking the variation where knight cannot be captured, and that's why they are see this, there is another knight jumps over there. Anish is like playing so brutal over here. So let me just see. Is my chroma not working well? I see some issue. Let me just try to adjust it. Actually, I ordered the new chroma, and seems to be it's working perfectly fine. I think there should be some lights, more lights to be included. I'll try that as well. Let us see here. Another knight's given, but that has also not captured, and pawn pushed. Now the knight has captured back with the pawn, and here oh, due to the pin you cannot capture, so that is a nice, it's a very high level game going on. Another pawn comes in to support, and pawn captures, and there is another support. Now check has been given. Pawn, okay, here Anish is just yeah, Anish won the game. Let's see. There is a result on the board. Captures, pawn push, and he didn't capture the pawn. Another pawn push, and now that pawn is just brutal over here, and it's nothing now here, because you cannot defend both the things at a time. If you try to defend, if you try to save the bishop, it's just over now, because it's just a queen. Captures, check, capture, and there will be the capture. Then there is nothing you can do over here. So Anish just won. And let's see the standings. So Anish is having 1.5, 11 Aroni is having 1.5. Suryaa is still on number 4 right now. Let's see the other games which are going on. So Duda's game still going on. With it is very low on a time, but game is still equal. So let's move on to the next game. So the Arjun versus Daniel Lobo, and Arjun is completely crushing here. So I think it's Daniel thinking what to do here, but let's quickly see the lines, because here if you go for capturing the pawn, it's over now, because if you push further, I'll be coming over here. If you cannot push further, so you will push further, I'll capture back, and you cannot come back. You need to capture this pawn and then capture. So if you try to come also, it's not going to happen anything. It's just, you know, if you come, I'll come over here. If you come, I'll go here. If you come, I'll push. If you come, no problem. It's going to be the all over the queen, and it's over. So Daniel is thinking, but I don't think so there is any possibility now, but he still pushed the pawn further for any possibility, but still it is unclear. You can go further with this, what we have seen. So let's see the other game. Gukesh has lost here, so back-to-back losses to Gukesh. So let me show you the standings, and let me just close this because this is no more required. If you see the standings so far, so Gukesh is having not having any opening. Vidit has drawn. So Adiban, let's go to Adiban's game. What is going on? So yeah, it's again a loss for Adiban, because Adiban is losing here, and yeah, it's a loss for Adiban. So there are two Indians who didn't even open up their accounts yet, but let's see what is going to happen further in further rounds. Let's see the further games, the remaining games. Yeah, here Daniel just resigned, as we discussed, that has happened on the board, because there is nothing. He was just calculating the long moves, and but once the kings enter over there is nothing he can save. And he has calculated well. Arjun has calculated well to, you know, go king like this, zigzag. Let's see. with the game is still going on, but it's an equal position, but this pawn still there, which cannot be captured. 19 seconds left for the with it. Now let's see, the further game has begun, so we just left where we left. We were just seeing that game, and here we are right. So Vidit is right now 2 pawns up, but he is very low on a time. Let us see what is going to happen with this game. Which are other Anishgiri won? Yeah, that was expected. Then Magnus won here. So yeah, in the first round it was not pretty clear for Magnus, but right now Magnus is on number 7. So first round he lost the game, but in second round he just come back and he has shown his class. So let's see. What has happened further over here? Okay, let me just flip the board. Sorry, I'm just unable to visualize properly with these conditions. So if I am looking with the other view, yeah, that I will try to make it clear later on. Yeah, here we are clear that he is winning a pawn back, so he won back, and again he just pushed pawn further and captures back. This is very nice of pinning the knight, but you cannot capture here. So yeah, here itself is wow. Here he is either winning the piece or going to make the queen. So here it has resignation on the board. So what a class by Magnus. So I think all games are covered, or still only Vidit's game is going on. So let's quickly go to the Vidit's game now. That's the only game left so far. Okay. It is still showing equal. I'm not sure why it is still showing equal. Let's see. Okay, now it's trying to defend the pawn, which is quite possible, but checks are coming on the board, and if we go further like this, pawn can be taken, but if there are any perpetuals or what, another pawn can be getting captured. So let's see how it is proceeding further. Let's see. Checks and checks. Whether Vidit is going for a draw. I'm not sure if Vidit is going for a draw or not. Let's see quickly. Yeah, I think he wanted to win the f3 pawn. That is the idea. Maybe the further checks and checks, but now king can jump in. Let's see. 8 seconds left. Okay, he just comes back to defend the pawn, and another pawn has been captured, and it's now just one pawn up situation. So that's why the engine is saying it's equal position. Duda is having additional time, so the checks are coming on the board, but there is no other check. But yeah, okay, if they manage to trade off the rooks, then if that is further, like I don't want to make the moves to because I'm interested to see the game. King is very behind, so this king can jump in further to the support the pawn, or just pawn push, and its opposite color bishop is going to be the draw only. So let's see. Yeah, now pawn has been defended with the bishop. Yeah, now seems to be the draw only, unless and until there are any blunders or something. I'm also enjoying to watch the games on streaming, so let's see. Okay, bishop jumps onto the c7. Bishop is now blocking the square for now the chances of like rook can jump into the b5 where you cannot defend the bishop. So nice to see that. But more or less, if you go over there, yeah, that is also a very difficult situation to save. So let's see. Pawn push. Okay. So Duda is going for some. Okay. Let's see. But I think now the B, no, you need to capture it back, otherwise that will be difficult. So, but if you capture, rook captures, followed by if rook centers as well. Now pawn push. I don't know if he is missing some calculations or what. Let's see. Meanwhile, one of my friend has asked for the link, so let me give the link quickly, and I'll just come back within a second. Just a second, guys. Sorry for looking into it. All right, so uh, okay. Okay, sorry, I was just not looking what has happened on the board. Check, check, and this is going to be the draw only. I feel I don't see anything possible over here right now. Let's see. Are you guys interested to listen the music? I'll add the music then. Let us see further. Zero. Okay. Zero utilization. Okay. It's still unclear position. Yeah, he has just gained some time with the checks and all. I think I will. It's a draw only. Let's see. This is the last game from the round. Okay, pawn captures. Pawn captures. It has happened on the board, and there is a check, and he is losing another pawn. Let's see. Let's see what is going to happen over there. Right now, Dinglerian is leading on the top after 2 rounds. Anish Giri on the second position. Third position is Arjun. So it's proud feel for us that one of the Indian is on the top three position right now. Let's see. Now king can go to the e6. I think they should agree for a draw. There is nothing no which can probably possible for them to have something. So to me, I think they agreed for a draw because there was nothing which can happen. No, still it's going on. It's still going on. It's not clear yet. Okay, how you are going to save the pawn? Yeah, it's a draw now. So draw is on the board, and let me just quickly see the standing of Vidit, where Vidit is landing right now. Vidit is on number 8, so both rounds are draw for Vidit. Carlson won the game, Daniel Dubois lost, followed by, we don't have the opening right now for Adiban, Bhaskaran as well as for Gukesh. So we hope that next rounds they will come back soon. But Arjun is leading right now in the top 3 position, and the round will begin in next 4 minutes. So I'll be just come back in 2 minutes meanwhile then. Okay, I'm back. Let me just enable the video. Yeah. So, guys, here is some issue with the electricity. I'm not sure if it's getting terminated. So, I'll be just apologize now only, because I'm planning for the backup, and backup will get soon. I'm planning maybe tomorrow I'll be get a backup with electricity and all. So then later on there will be no issue with electricity and all. So let me just see if the games have begun or not. Okay, so 20 seconds left for the games to begin. So where we were watching, right? So give me just 1 second to Okay, the games are begun, and let me just enable this. All okay. Game we wanted to see Adivan Bhaskaran or what? Arjun with it. So with it games has not yet begun. So Arjun game has begun. So d4 d5 d4 c4. Yeah, this is the pretty standard opening we have seen, and here pawn pushed and okay. So yeah, I have played this opening a day before yesterday with some higher rated player. I think so. It's pretty clear view, and okay, here knight jumps into no, here Arjun is ready to sack the pawn. I'm not sure why, because captures, but he did captured. So queen has saved the pawn. Now captures, that can possible. Let's see. So the time control for here is 15 minutes time control. So followed by the increments of I think 10-second increment. So let's see. So I'll be covering the round 3. Then after round 3 I'll stop the stream for today, because it's already 48 minutes what we have covered so far. Let's go to other games where Vidit games yet to begin, Firuja's game yet to begin, Anishuri game has begun. I'm interested to see Carlson's game, whether they are going for a draw. Oh, it's a draw. Carlson versus Wesley, so it's a draw. Interesting to see that on 14th, on the move of 14th, they draw the game. So let me just see. It's very interesting to see now. E4, E5, Rui Lopez on the board. So they are going for Rui Lopez every time for going the draw or what? It's an interesting draw. So even one of the game which I have seen, Magnus Carlsen versus Hikaru, Bong Cloud. So if you don't know the Bong Cloud opening, I'll show you that somewhere. Maybe tomorrow I'll make a video on it. But that was interesting. What has happened in the position. I'll try to show you. Just come back. So E4, E5. What is the next move White is going to play? This is the king goes on to E2, king goes on to E7, king comes back, king comes back, king comes back, and this will be the draw. This has happened on the live stream, where we have seen these. Let's quickly jump in, see further. Let's go to other games. So, Peter Swidler, not interested to see the game right now. I'm more interested with Anish Giri's game, then Ali Reza Firuja game yet to start. Daniel Dubois game yet to start. Interesting, it's not has started. Arjun's game has begun, so we'll be watching Arjun's game and Gukesh game. So both are with the white pieces, so I'll flip the board and sorry, Adiban versus Gukesh. Interesting one. So so let me just show you the standings, guys. So right now they both are the one who didn't open up, and if anyone now if they draw, they will get half a point. But if Adiban is more stronger than Gukesh, so I'm expecting or hoping that Adiban will crack, or Gukesh is a very nice talent. He is having a very good future and all with his talent, so he can also crack or win against the Adiban. So let's see how this is going further. And meanwhile, let me see. We just come to the position where after round 3, Wesley So is on the second position. Carlson is now on the 5th position. Other results are yet to come, so we can expect that. We go to the further. And let me just check one thing. I hope I have added, yeah, I have added that. I thought that I didn't added that. Guys, let me know if the stream is working properly, because I have changed some settings today to see if the stream is working with 1080. So we can you can just let me know that it's an issue with 1080 resolution. I'll try to change that then. It's healthy. It is not receiving enough video to maintain the smooth. Okay, current status is not showing. Let me just see. Meanwhile, the games are going on over there. I'm not sure if, but I can see that is working fine. I try. Yeah, it's working for me. I don't see any buffer and all. I'm not sure if something has YouTube is suggesting that there is some poor status or something. All right, so let's move on to the games where we are right now. Okay, Adiban's game is going on. And meanwhile, let's see if Vidit game has begun or not. So Arjun's game is going on where we left the position. Castle happens on the board. Queen trade declined, and now this pawn is very weak. You cannot push pawn further because your queen is hanging, and you may means even after that you may need to lose your exchange. So right now this is position for Arjun. Vidit game has begun, so I'm very much interested to see Vidit's game. So d4 on the board. So it's going to be the Queen's Gambit or what? No, Queen's Gambit. Now it's converted. Or there, castling happened, and Vidit is just to add to develop the pieces from the king side. Bishop is not yet developed. Knight is not yet developed, and maybe I'm not sure if he's going for a long castle. Let's see if he's going for a long castle or what. Okay, meanwhile, let me just, take my tea. So this is going to be the interesting one because Daniel is very aggressive. Last game he lost. That was actually unfortunate for him, but yeah, that was a brutal game happened on the board. Okay, they're yet to develop. See, let's go to other game. Ali Reza Firuza versus John Duda. Ali Reza is right now having some advantage on the game. Okay, the game has started with Nimzo Indian setup. I think so, yeah. And right now Ali Reza is 2 points up. That is good. Okay, I need to be check if I can register chats and all. So yeah, let's see. Okay. Okay. So game is still going on. Knight has been developed onto A2. Let's see the further things. Let's go to other games to see. Okay, we have result with the Magnus Carlsen game only. I don't see any other results right now because that is the only game has finished so fast. Anish Giri right now it's equal position. Magnus Carlsen draws. Peter Swidler, it's again an equal position right now. It just quickly changes. The changes over here, and Vidit is here to castle, so I think Vidit can jump in, with knight developments followed by castling if anything like knight can. So further is like bishop develops castle. That will be the blunder. It is what not blunder, but that is losing the advantage as per the engine. And the timing is world ends. Okay. Let's see what has happened on the board. Okay, bishop develops onto not onto the b7, onto the a6, where it's asking onto the e2 bishop what you wanna do, whether you wanna exchange with me. If you exchange with me, you are helping me with the further developments. Let's see. So the exchange happens, bishop exchange. Okay, queen back onto the d5. Whether the queen is going to h5 or what. Okay, rook cannot be developed at the moment because queen is hitting a2 pawn. Next move should be, I think, b2, b3. Let's see. Vidit is taking his own time. It's calculating further, so we can go to other games where let's see the Gukesh game. Gukesh versus Adiban. Oh, here Gukesh is dominating so far. Not dominating, but yeah, he got some advantage over here with the position. Also on Adiban is leading on time. To defend the c5 pawn, queen needs to develop on to the b6. Okay, and it's an excellent connection now. It's showing. Okay. I think it's already 1 hour. We can hold off for some time and then we can close. Okay, let's go to other games where Dingley versus Levon Oronian. So it's still the equal position, though the pawn structure is damaged after trading of rooks and all. Now the check is coming. You need to be defend the f7 pawn. So either you can go back. Let's see. Levon Aruni is playing very fast. If you see the timings, he's almost having 15 minutes. Now this seems to be the draw only. Okay, let's go to Adiban versus Gukesh. So Gukesh has not yet captured the pawn. What has happened in the game? Let's see. Okay, he didn't capture back the bishop over here, and he's just strike back to queen and asking what you are going to do. So this is some tactics on the board. Now this b5 pawn, b5 bishop, b5 knight is hanging, as well as if you get captured, this is getting captured. So you need to now capture back the bishop as well as this. So these two are right now hanging, and you are almost one piece down, but still engine is showing the equal position. So they have some good calculations. Let's see. Exchange sack over here. Now if we see two knights. All right, so now it just collected back the exchange. and now it's equal position. Okay, I'll be just back in a second. Okay, this is going to be the interesting game to watch, guys. Shall I start some music, or you guys are okay with this commentary? So today I'm not playing here, I'm just doing the commentary. Let's see the other games quickly. This is going to be the draw only now. If the checks coming, you cannot check come. So this is going to be the draw. Arjun versus Vladislav. So I think so. Arjun can hold up this. Can go for a draw, but I think he may get some chance. But this rook has entered onto the second rank, that is 7th rank for the black pieces, and which is not good. Arjun just defended the knight with the rook. Now the queen can come over here, but that will be under because this rook can enter over here. So this is, sorry, right now the black is moved, so black can come like this, but this is giving the advantage to the white. So let's see. There is nothing happen at the moment, or the move has happened. What move he played? Okay, so he has defended the e7 pawn. Daniel Dubois versus with it. So this is going to be the interesting game, and the other game, which is Gukesh versus Adiban. So let's quickly see what is going to happen over here. Meanwhile, what's going on over here? Going well. Let's see. Let's start. Let's check the game from beginning. Okay. As we have seen the bishop trades, and after bishop trades, queen jumps in, and with it is just moving the pawns further with some deadly attacks, and there is double attack which has defended back. And now here we are. Now this pawn is double attacked. If you push further, you will push further. So that will be the advantage for yeah, this was blunder. Why? Because this rook is defending the square, and now seems to be you need to lose the your complete rook. That's why. Okay. Okay, let's see. So Daniel has having almost a 6-minute advantage for this game, and here Ali Reza is crushing Duda, where it's now almost If you see, it's having 2+ advantage right now, almost coming back. So you need to defend it, and so on and so on. Let us see what move Alireza is going to play. Meanwhile, Anishgiri, right now the game is about equal. There is nothing, there is just one pawn which right now, I don't know why this pawn has been set for any certain ideas. It now captures what is going to happen. You cannot capture back. If you go like this, that is also not going to help you out. This pawn is also going to be the heated one. You can just come here and just come back and sorry, this is the blunder because if you come there, you can simply win the rook. So that is not the case. I'm just trying to understand. Right now, it's a small board for me, and where I'm trying to adjust with this view because I'm not used to with the board like this board. So let us see. We can. Oh, was that happen on the board? No. Okay. Rook jumps in onto the c6 to strengthen. Now this another rook can jump in, but you are simply, if you go for this, you cannot come like this. Come, capture, and so on and so on. You can just jump in to attack the rook. So you need to be no need to be go over there. You can simply capture back the pawn, and you will be like 2 pawns up. Now these two pawns are the fast pawns. Okay, let's go to, yeah, this was draw. Peter Swidler is losing here. Interesting to see the game. So okay, he started with the English opening. Castle, capture, pawn push. So this is pretty normal stuff here. It cannot be captured, supported. Okay. And there is ampersand here, ampersand on the board. Okay, captures. Exchange. Threats are going on. There was a triple attack coming. Queen exchange on the board. Check is coming. And right now, Peter Swidler is completely in the defending position and he has just given up the pawn now. This pawn can be captured. But that is not engine is suggesting if you capture back also, it is not the one which is looking for the engine. So okay, Duda just said, Salim just said that I'll just come back and I'll just come here and I'll hit you, or I'll come here and hit you. Okay, interesting one. Let's come back. Here, Anish is having advantage, but let's see if that has happened on the board. Yeah, we have seen this. There is no trades happen so far. Let's see. Moving on to the next game, Alireza is still thinking or what has happened in the game. Attack on the queen. So there's counter attack. If you want to capture, you can capture back. But now it's white turn. So knight can jump in, hit the queen. Queen comes. There will be now check. Captures, captures, captures. And now this seems to be, cannot go here. That will be the mate. So what could be the next move for not here? So you need to be either go back or away. But again, sorry, this cannot be possible. Or this could possible. No. Okay, that has not happened on the board. So knight has just come back to for the exchange. Let's see. Go to the next game. Vidit versus Daniel Dubois. So there seems to be the attacks, and he has managed to damage the structure of Vidit. And now he's crushing. Right now it's a 3+ now. One, two, three. One. Can hold it, right? Cannot come like this. Okay. Let's see if Vidit can able to manage or because it's a double fork, he needs to be captured back. So let's see how he's going to capture. Okay. Let's go to other games. So it's Arjun. Arjun is right now in a danger situation, I feel. Now this pawn is hanging. You need to come here to defend the pawn. And it will be a position you can push further pawn later on. You need to be saved now because it's a 2 bishops versus position. So like right now it's the not a good position for Arjun. Let's go to Adiban versus Gukesh. What has happened? So right now we see the standings. So far we have Dinglerian game has also completed. So Dinglerian versus Aronian went in a draw. Let's quickly have a look of it. I will not go in a deep, but let's see. This is what I normally play. Why this is okay? Yeah, this cannot be captured because of captures back, and there are so many trades happens, and almost I think yeah we were on this position. Further game, nothing can happen. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, and in this position it was a draw. So let's quickly go to the other games. Now, right now Gukesh is low on a time, but still it's a equal position. Daniel Dubo versus Vidit. It's still not clear. Yeah, we have seen that check and it has been blocked. And here seems to be not a good position for Vidit. Hold on. 10 more years. Okay. Yeah, I just reading some chats or here that Magnus Baby will hold until 10 more years. I think that's what the chat from Avinash Hardwatch. Okay. Rook enters. I think now seems to be some chances for Vidit, but yeah, he just went back to the capture of pawn, which is now hitting queen. So now Vidit is in trouble, and meanwhile Ali Reza Firuza still having some advantage. Let's see. Anish is right now having good advantage and he can hold the position, can win it. Yeah. Carlsen draw. Peter Swidler versus Peter lost. So let's see. So we need to focus on two games now. Vidit versus. Okay, there is a rook trade on the board. And now this is dominating position right now. Let's check out other games. Here, Arjun is just one piece down. How that has happened? Yeah, here there was no way to stop it. Could come like this, but that is also not the meaning. So you cannot defend like this. So you need to go back only. Again, I'll be hitting you. You need to save one piece, and I'll be capturing that. So it is now the losing position for Arjun. So let's see the other games. Kish versus Adiban. So as expected, the draw on the board, and they both decided to, get at least some score on the board. So they both are the only two players right now are with the half of points. So let's see how the game has ended in a draw. I'm not going to cover up most of the points. So he just lost 1 point over here, and it was very complicated game to see where he comes back with the pawn captures and then so on and so on. Knight sack for pawn structure damage, and then it was nothing because you cannot give the check from other end, and both are agreed for a draw. All right. So Let us see the remaining games. Hungarian draws. So this is still going on. Arjun is right now one piece down, but I'm not sure if he is holding for the draw. It's very good for him, because after 2 rounds he was leading. He was on a top 3, but if we see the standing so far, he went to the fifth position, and if he lost this game, then there will be no position down. Carlson has managed to come back, and after 3 games, he's now with the 1.5. First round he lost the game, the second round he won, and the third round was a draw. That was the quit. It was a very interesting draw against Wesley. So let us see the further games which are there going on. Going on, and Ishgiri was having advantage, but I'm not sure what has happened. Let's see Anishgiri's game. It's about, all rounds are about to over now. I'm interested with this game, and the other game is this, but I don't think so here anything can possible. But yeah, he can try with some tactics. But now the check is coming on f2, f1, and so on and so on. You need to come back, and again you will come over here. Let's see, it's unclear right now. Okay, he went for the rook exchange. After rook exchange, there might be some possibility, because Arjun is having 2 pawns, 1 pawn right now. But if he could manage to win this a pawn, then there will be some chances for him to draw. Let's see. We are focusing on these 2 games right now. Pawn is getting pushed further. This is very dominating position right now by Daniel Dubois. So it's completely crushing now, and now the c pawn is getting so much of power after 1 or 2 squares. So just 3 square away for queen. Let's see. I think let me quickly do some changes over here. Give me 1 second to off the video. I will be just making some changes. Okay, so my chair is back with on the video, and let's see what has happened over here. Knight went back. Interesting to see that knight is going back, and we are focusing on this game now, because this is very much intense game now. Let's see. Okay, 27 seconds for with it. What about the Arjun game is yet to finish. Further pawn pushed, and there is a check. Captures. I think Vladislav is going for sack of the bishop for the pawn. So let's see. I'll be stopping the stream after after this round. Oh, okay. Arjun has resigned here. Okay. So with the game is still going on. What has happened further? So queen trades is asking for a queen trade. If that happens, then it's draw position which Vidit can make it to draw. Interesting to see what is going to happen over there. Stake out over here like this. Yeah. Or maybe if you want, I'll add the standings to more a deeper way. All right. So let's see the standings so far. Arjun went on to 6th position. There is one result pending for Anish. If Anish manages to win, then that will be good. And Vidit is right now having 1 point after 2 rounds, and if this he can hold it, that will be good then. Yeah, so now, okay, how versus, I think that has come the result, and we are having both the Indians who are right now on the bottom position. Yeah, this was interesting that Anish was winning here and he went to the draw. I don't see how that has happened. Let's see quickly. So Royal is on the board. Okay, these are the pretty standard lines. Okay. Yeah, here we were checking it. It was a winning position, but yeah, how somehow holded the position. Why there was a queen trade happened? Here he got a chance. He got a chance over here. Hmm. That is sad for Anish. I thought that Anish was crushing over there. And regarding Ali Raja versus John Duda, the result is yet to come. Okay. Position is still unclear. So this is the only game left, I think, this and the Ali Reza's game. Okay. Vidit had just pushed the pawn further for some activity. He got some chance now. Is he going for a draw? I think Daniel will not go for a draw because Daniel is such a personality. I never seen that. He wanted to go for a draw. But let's see. Pawn has been pushed further. Sorry. Now the rook can jump onto the a6 to attack the pawn, and there is no defense for the pawn, and you can just capture back. Yeah, there is one position which we can see quickly. This is not good now. Cannot go back, you need to go back here only. Actually, I want here is he should go on for this. Again, it is not a clear position. So where you will go? You will check from here. You will go here. You will check. I will go here. So king is now running somewhere else, and there is another check coming. If you come here, I'll be capturing the pawn. If you capture, I'll capture. This cannot be pushed further at the moment. This check is not possible. Let's see what has happened on the board. So it is pretty unclear right now. So he has given the pawn to win the pawn back. Let's see. It's very low for with it. Yeah, it's some tactic now. If you capture back, I'll be capturing here, and you need to go back here, and I'll be winning this pawn. And if you capture back, that is okay. So let's see. Daniel Dubo is thinking right now. Second, 12 second, 11 second left for Vidit. Let's see. Okay, now seems to be difficult situation. They are going very fast. Let's see. He has managed to gain some time. Pawn can be pushed further now. He has managed to cut off the king. I think, yeah, it is just resigned here. There is nothing can happen. So let me just show you the standings. and then we will stop for today. So Dingliren is leading with the 2.5 points, followed by Vladislav. Then the Daniel Dugo is on the third position right now after third round. Wesley So, Levan Aronian, and Anish Giri, they all are having 2 points, followed by Arjun, Carlson, and Salem. They are having 1.5 point. Vidit is right now on the 10th position out of 16. Then Duda and all, and Adiban and Gukesh are right now low, very low. It's bottom only right now after third round. I hope they will come back. And the next round is begin in 5 minutes, but I don't think so I can continue further. So let me just stop the stream for today. It's almost 1 hour 42 minutes, so it's too long. And let me just close for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be planning for the tournament. So I was planning today, but seems to be, players are also not available, and I'm just planning to cover up this event. So let's see. So I'll see you tomorrow then. Thank you guys for watching the stream. Do like, share, subscribe. Bye bye.